it's frustrating, dude. Like, the more I look back on it. Today was just ridiculous. It wasn't, like, what I told you wasn't even I just didn't want somebody to be on the phone and sound like I was bad talking them. But, my spotter from Arena Racing came with me. The guy that works on my car, the late model, had let us know last week. I don't like the guy. We know why he doesn't like the guy. Pretty much just an ego thing. You know what I mean? All three of them, my dad, my spotter, and my current crew chief, they all know a lot about racing. To the point where, you know, they can challenge each other on the adjustments. If somebody makes a comment, you know what I mean? He can back it up. He knows what he's talking about too. But the guy doesn't want to hear that. And, dude, when I hit the track, I moved the motor. And my spotter caught it. Had we cranked the engine up, would have destroyed the engine. Or destroyed the fan. You don't know what it would have done to the engine. But it was stuck. And it just, you know, it didn't go well. Just upsetting for that, you know, go that way. And today we pulled up. The guy is going to go onto the other side with my dad. They're not going to even be in the pits. But he paid to be in the pits so he could come, you know, watch me. And, quote, the guy apparently came over to my dad and went, "I told you not to bring that effing guy here. I'm going to pack this car up and take it home." Pack this effing car up. Like, he was pissed. It's like, what the heck? I didn't hear it, but that's, quote, my dad, as to what happened. I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, that's ridiculous, is it not? So, just, it sucks. We're not racing for him at Richmond. We're not doing it. We may not race Richmond at all because it's a short notice deal at this point. But, like, we're not racing for him no more. But you know what? It doesn't matter. And had I had another deal already lined up, like sign the papers and everything, dude, when he said that, when we first got there, we just said, okay, bye. And we would have got back in the car. But we can't. We had to, you know, we had something to show today. And unfortunately, we almost won both races and got screwed by the car. And what's so bad is I warned them on what was failing, and they ignored it. He ignored it. You know, he didn't go home and fix it. It's his job. We paid him to do it. So it's just frustrating. I told him exactly what we thought, or what I thought was failing, what I felt. You know, it's popping out of gear. You need to look at that. You know, it's stuttering on track, like it's, you know, struggling for fuel. All that stuff's very valid. He didn't, you know, take the time of day for it, so. He used to run Xfinity, NASCAR. He's like, probably in his 50s, early 40s. It wasn't Xfinity then, but you know what I mean. But, I mean, that's still, it's not okay. And it's not, that guy literally just walked through the pit area, and that was the issue. Okay? Yeah, that's where we're at. Yep. And it's done. But you know what really bothers me about the Forza game? You know how I told you, you know, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, with the new game, they have the seasons and stuff, and I'm not kidding. Weather makes a difference. Track gets wet on the dirt tracks, and it gets really grippy. And you go through puddles, and no joke, when the seasons change, the track changes. You can go to different places on the map because the weather has now opened up new paths. You know what I mean? The river dries up, you can go across this section. Though when the lake freezes, you can get to the tiny island in the middle. Stuff like that. But they screwed up. They have a glitch because you can invert your force feedback. Like, that is a thing that you can do in the settings. And even when it's off, it's still inverted. That's a big problem. No joke, when I'm starting to spin, the wheel gets stiffer, not lighter. That's a problem, a big problem. I can't save the car. Yeah, but Forza Horizon 3 and 2, neither one of them is wrong. I just spun out because I don't have the strength to pull the wheel back. You know what I mean? And that's not okay. That's not what I paid for. That kind of stuff doesn't need to be wrong. And then they have a keybind issue. They have some keybind issues. They won't let you save your keybinds. And it's a known issue, but they don't make even worse. Forza has their own wheels with Fanatec, right? Like that club sport stuff, that's literally Forza club sport stuff. And oh, that is dead car. Okay. So they got, what was I saying? Sorry, I just crashed really bad. I went off track. Oh yeah, they got all their wheels. Not a single one of them works properly for the game. That's the screw up. Big time. They're having issues with every single one of their products. Their top of the line one. Their club sports don't work. The 2.5 or the 2. Neither one works. And then I have the 1.5 shifter and the handbrake didn't work. Epic fail. Yeah, I have the shifter, but I don't have the handbrake. Cereal. Cinnamon checks. Nice. But yeah, I told you I got podium, right? Did I tell you I got podium in every race I started? Yeah, so, I mean, I've done what I needed, and now when people ask me, you know, has he run a late model and how'd he do? I did darn good. You know what I mean? It's just, dude, I should have won both today. And legally, I won both last week. So, well, I'm not even beating myself up over it. I'm just pissed off that, you know, I didn't even get to practice. I would have won the races. That's on them. That's on them, though. That's on them. I didn't do nothing wrong. They didn't do what they were supposed to do, and I didn't get to practice. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at. It's just irritating that I don't get a chance. What am I supposed to do? I didn't learn nothing. Yeah, because I went out there to win, and I almost did. And I got screwed. Dude, I'm not kidding. I shifted to fourth gear, and the thing went because it was slipping the clutch. Clutch blew out. Like, I was geared for fourth, but if I pushed more than half throttle, I was chipping like third. Or chipping like I was in neutral, if I pushed more than half. It was like the clutch was 40% engaged, like it would be on iRacing. If you pushed it in 40%, it'll chip, but it'll still go. That's how it was. I came over the radio screaming, "I'm gonna blow it up!" And told me, you know, do what you can with it. Like, great. If I'd blown it up, that would have been a big thing on my butt. Not because, you know, I have to fix it, but because they have to pay for it. But that's their problem. It's really their problem now. But yeah, like, I know he still wants me to drive for him, but I ain't doing it. I don't think. Nope. Well, I can't afford my other options. I got plenty of other options. I got a deal, dude. I didn't pay for any damage. Not that I had any. But all these failures, well, you wouldn't have got those in a different car. But I don't have to pay for any of that. That doesn't affect me where it normally would. You know what I mean? Appreciate it.
Roll left, roll left. Flight controls. Flight controls.
Damn. Damn. Well, I hit enter. I hope that was yes, not no. I'm not kidding. I feel like this map on this game is a little small. That pains me, because I paid full price for this one. They are fun games though. I did too, but the issue was this game just came out. You know what I mean? It just came out. Bought it 4 days after it came out. So there wasn't but like 1 or 2 YouTube videos up, and they were reviews, not complaints. Because most people that are reviewing Forza are not that know everything about sim racing. Those are people that are looking for a racing game. But it's fun. Like, there's a satisfaction. They got an issue right now. Clutch dead zones are not properly working either. So I have my clutch dead zone at 70%, because that's about right. At about 70% is where you slip it. And I have to push the clutch in all the way to the bottom, 100%, or I'll grind the gears. That's wrong. So, oh well. I enjoy it though. It's a fun game. Seems stupid, right? But it is fun. Huh? Yeah, but it's a, you know, it's an entertaining game for sure. And they got such a, you know, wide variety of cars. Like, you got everything to play with if you really want to. And the nice thing is, I bought this game for more than just, you know, new map and all that. This game's got a lot of the cars from the last game. In fact, most of the cars from the last game are the same. But all the cars that you have to pay for last time, DLC and stuff, they all come standard in this game. Except, no, yeah, they all come standard. So, you get the luxury of, you know, instead of paying $30 over there. You pay $60 and you get everything, plus a new map, plus new seasons, plus everybody will be on this game. So this is the way to go. You know what I mean? Like, you used to have to pay for the Vulcan. You used to have to pay for the RX-7. You had to pay for, like, the Koenigsegg Agera, I think. The M4 GT. Any of the, what do you call it, the race car BMWs you had to pay for. You had to pay for all the Porsches. And I want to say the Bugatti Chiron. So, you have to pay for the ZL1, Camaro, like anything that was actually good, like really good. Viper, all the new stuff you have to pay for. Frustrating, to be honest with you. But you know what? That's why I bought the new ones, so they played me. But it's fun. I mean, to be honest, I think you'd probably enjoy it too. But it's just, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they've got drag racing, structured drag racing in this game. I think they do. I saw it in a video. I don't know if somebody was piecing it together off of something else, but it looked like they did, and that's, you know, that'd be fun. Because you can mod your cars all you want. If you want your, you know, your Supra, I don't know if this game's actually got the Supra anymore. It used to. But if you wanted to have 1,000 horsepower, you could turbo that thing up to where you can't control the boost. If you want to. It's fun. I mean, they do it in real life too. But it's, you know. And dude, they got so many Porsches. Oh my gosh. The Porsche page has 1, 2, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22 Porsches. From the 2018 GT2 911, the Panamera Turbo GT3 911, the 918 Spider, even their SUV, the turbo one. They have their GT4 Cayman, Turbo S 911, and on and on. Down the list, you get a little bit older cars mix. Bothers me that I really wanted to see the Renault sports car. I don't know what it's called, but it ain't on here. They got the BRZ, so that's cool. iRacing? A little bit. I haven't been home much. I just got the game too. Probably played about an hour on it. I'm enjoying that while I type.
Remove the wheel
I just
chocks.
realized the price tag on the car I just purchased.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now removed.
I thought this was the Fiat, so I didn't expect this price because I looked it up in real life. It's not. It's the company that owns Fiat. They wanted a little more for that car. It's probably got more power though, so that's cool. It's like, is this the same car? Dude, this is no joke. Partially outsourced of Mazda, but it sounds like it's got a V8 in it. I want one of these in real life.
Colt,
Most people that have them, I didn't realize they were like this. They sound like 4-cylinder when you get going, but on revving.
Wind 000 at 5 meters per second.
Oh no, this is a Mazda Miata. That was in a tunnel. I don't know. It is a turbocharged Miata. No joke.
Colt, 1-1, request takeoff.
Well, you can buy the Miata if you want it. The MX-5. But this car is literally, it's like driving Mazda Miata, but with the annoying screaming turbocharge. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, did you hear what I was telling Christopher about the night tonight? I told you. Oh. Yeah, I see what I've done. I just crashed. Okay. Yeah, Taylor, is Taylor in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling Chris about the, what do you call it, how the race went tonight, and I was, got out to an early lead, passed a guy on the outside actually, out of the track with the bottoms dominant, but, I got out there 7 car length lead, and literally in 10 laps, the fastest guy there, who's also cheating, motor-wise, built motors on sealed crate motors. That's not legit. But what do you call it? We were running with him. In fact, he didn't even gain on me for 10 laps, and then all of a sudden, I have an oil pressure gauge that's been flashing, and every time it started flashing, dude, like clockwork, car falls out of gear. No way. So I know that from experience that was coming up. So I went to grab the shifter. That was a half car length, and then it ended up being, that was a distraction because it just kept on flashing, and I kept having to pull it in, and just eventually I burnt the right rear off because I hadn't practiced. Forgot to tell you that part. We had issues with everything. It was first carburetor, then it was fuel pump, and we never got to practice the whole day. No practice. We went out for qualifying. They were so busy with the car that they got somebody else to put the tires on, and they put them on backwards. Left front to right front. Backwards. Like, wow. I went out in qualifying, and I was garbage. Garbage. I qualified 5th, but I was not good. And,
yeah, it sounded like it could have been, like, on the pole if you had the tires on the way they should have been.
Yeah, disappointing. The guy was on the pole, dude. I'm talking about cheating. They took fuel after qualifying, and everybody's fuel, for the most part, I didn't see everybody's, but everybody I saw came out a blue color, a blue-purple, like it's supposed to be. Dude, his came out neon yellow. You have to run the same fuel. And what do you call it? The guy that works on my car, one of the guys, like one of the crew members, he went, "Oh, I know what that is. That's nitropropane." That doesn't sound like an advantage, does it? So, just a bit.
They let him get away with it?
They did. I'm like, if you really are gonna let him fly with that, that's unbelievable. He's one of the guys running a built motor. But He ended up winning the championship tonight.
Oh, well, sounds like it's a little bit tainted.
Oh, no. Better yet. Okay, so in the second race, the guy that was the fastest guy, he went off into turn 1, dude, and destroyed the outside wall. And, dude, the next lap, the guy that's in it for the championship that was cheating to keep up with that guy, who's also cheating, like, both of them have built motors, obviously. You know, it's not a secret. And,
Roll left, roll left.
what do you call it? As soon as he wrecked,
Flight control.
the guy that's in it for the championship pulled in the pits. No issues. Just randomly pulled in the pits. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? You're in a race contention. You're second place. Why would you pull in the pits? Unless you're cheating and you don't want to go to tech. You've already beat the guy that's in your championship.
Unless you're doing the Brian Vickers role of the spin gate situation.
Well, that's the thing. The guy he was racing against in pit wrecked. So when he went down pit road, they won't tech his car. He's not going to be part of tech because he went down pit road. And he's won the championship because he finished ahead of the guy that wrecked. And the guy that wrecked was going to win the championship in the spot he was in. Supposedly. Yep. And that guy went off on the second place car. I don't know what happened, what went on between them. That wasn't the contact that initiated the crash. He might have cut a tire down. But, I mean, imagine a 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid going off on a 50-year-old while the other guy's out of his car, the 50-year-old's still in it. Like, his friend had to come pull him off. It was ridiculous.
Well, they wouldn't, nobody would have speculated that they're kind of screwed.
We all knew. We all knew with the guy that pulled into the pits. We knew exactly what that was. Or I did.
Because, I mean, if he was legal, he wouldn't have had a problem. He would have stayed
Wouldn't
out
have done that. Yep. I guarantee they had some excuse for why they did it. But it was so obvious that it was BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's...
obvious foul play on that. Just frustrating.
You gonna be at Dover, Chris? Because I know if you do go, then it's a must-win situation.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Not yet. I mean, you can still win at Dover and get in.
Wheel chocks are now removed.
Oh, kind of like a waiver or something? Or... I mean, well, it's not like you just didn't decide to show up just for no reason. I mean...
Oh, and in the second race, I didn't tell you this yet, Taylor. I'm second place, and the guy on my inside cannot seem to hold us. Not that he couldn't hold his car down, he was loose. So if I make you put wheel in it and then hit the gas, that's going to magnify that, right?
Yeah,
well, if I go down on your door, restart, and I've got a nose ahead of you, it's over. Would you agree with that statement?
Pretty much, if you can't get back in the gas. What track is this?
Dominion. The K&N track. But,
oh, yeah.
So, on the restart, I go, and the clutch blows out.
Oh, shit.
I get it in fourth, and it literally, have you ever had your clutch at 40% on iRacing, and you're able to move, but you can chip it still? That's what happened. It was like staying, it was disengaging, or it was partially engaged, whatever you want to call it. I guess it would be partially engaged. So if I went beyond quarter to half throttle, that thing would chip out and I'd go nowhere. It's like neutral. But if I went quarter throttle, add a little bit of speed. And dude, I was just enough speed that in 6 laps, I didn't lose but 2 spots. I finished 3rd. So lucky. That race was over, dude. And the guy behind me wasn't going to be able to put up a fight. The one that started in, started in 3rd on the restart, he was screwed. I was going to beat him no matter how that went down. Unless it went down like that.
Colt, 1-1, request takeoff.
It just sucked. Dude, in 6 laps, the guy got half a lap on me. Or a 3rd of a lap. He was crazy. It was disappointing. Like, I'm not that bad.
Sure. I mean, I would have been really pissed off inside the car.
Yeah, and then, you know, the team owner, he knows he's screwed up, but he's got an ego where he doesn't want to admit it. I already told Chris how that went down. It was bad. Like, I ain't driving for him next week. Done. And it ain't even towards me. It's towards my dad and my spotter. Or my old spotter. My dad spotted for him today. Just because we have, like, a language that we use now that I know exactly where the guy is without him, you know, having to explain it. I just know when he says peeking, I know the guy is looking for the dive bomb, but ain't gonna make it. But I gotta guard it because if I don't, he's gonna take it. Have you ever seen people kind of halfway down the straightaway just kind of move in like they look the inside, and then they'll back out of it? That's what peeking is. But they do it so much in Charlotte, they wreck you when they do it. They're taking it, whether they're there or not. You have to guard it. And this guy plays the same way, except going 100 instead of 80. Shouldn't be doing that. And there's walls, not grass.
Colt, 1-1.
Nick getting unlimited budget, so maybe they pull up in a double stacker hauler. The only people there that do that. And no kidding. Apparently they blew an engine earlier this season in practice. They had a new one in for qualifying. Blew it in qualifying. Had a new one in for the race.
Because they have 3 motors just like that?
Yeah, just sitting around.
Colt, 1-1, request takeoff.
Yeah, don't we all?
Colt, 1-1. You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.93.
So that's just, and I hate to dwell on it, but like we went in, we proved what we needed to prove, I guess. Like, I mean, dude, I got a podium in every race. My first one, I got 3rd. I got 2nd in my 2nd one. I got screwed out of a win today, and then the last one, 2nd at worst. Got screwed, finished 3rd. We're happy with it. Like, that's far better than we actually thought this was going to go, so it's far better than the team. I guess the team wanted more, but they weren't going to get more with the quality of work they were getting. It was garbage. Like, you can't not take the car home and work on it. You know what I mean? Just because we paid you a little doesn't mean that's all you give us. You presented us with a deal that, you know, hey, for this much, we're going to give you a deal. You know, we'll do it right. We want to go win. To me, you want to go win means that you're going to bring a winning car, not garbage and make me make it look pretty.
From like BK Racing.
It was, yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Good comparison, huh?
Yeah, I mean, but they're pay to win. But or what do you call pay to ride? Not even pay to win, but
pay to run like garbage.
Yeah, but that's. Yeah, like that. Pay a little, and you get nothing. But you get to say you drove a late model. And apparently, you know, I can do pretty good with the car like that, but it just That's not how it's meant to be. That's not how it should be. So we're hoping, you know, something else comes along, so we're not taking that deal. And I made it look pretty. I could have won today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you didn't have that
other 3 issues that I diagnosed it for. I told them this is going wrong. Told them fuel pump, you know, it stuttered under green or under full throttle conditions. So look, take a look at that. Hey, it popped out of 4th gear 4 times now. You know, maybe you need to take a look at that. That ended up being the clutch issue. The fuel pump ended up going bad, and the carburetor was why the car wouldn't stay running, and the battery wouldn't stay on because the alternator wasn't charging. None of that ever got addressed. Issues with every single one. Today, though, they band-aided it and just kept charging the battery every time I came into pits.
Well, how many pit stops did you have?
None.
No.
Yeah, I raced with that crap. In fact, I didn't get to practice. I garbage for qualifying. And this is actually a good team. Like, this guy's done Xfinity. Like, raced in it. Or crew chiefed it. Either or. He's got experience in NASCAR and still, I guess it's the ego. But and I'd love to go race. And I'm not kidding, in 2 weeks, dude. 3 weeks. Richmond's in 2 weeks, but I'm gonna get killed in my race. That part there. Just, that's not gonna fly, you know what I mean? And then, there's a race for people that have never won a late model race. Which pretty much puts me at best in class. Not kidding.
Yeah.
There's not a single person out there that has...
Like a consolation race type thing.
Yeah. But it's an official one. It's just, you know, get somebody else to win. The people that have been dominating it, they've all won. They're all cheating. -1. We don't know what he does. You know what I mean? But,
I mean, like he's got no chance out of anybody.
yeah.
Get to see any of the Dover race?
No. Was it good?
Yeah, it was alright. Just didn't want to see friggin' Cindric make it.
Cindric didn't make it?
No, he did.
Oh.
The ones that didn't make it were Chastain.
Yes,
1-1.
how much do you want to take it by?
Like 3 points.
Colt 1-1.
Brandon Jones, Ryan Reed, and Ryan Truex.
29.93.
I didn't really want to see Matt Tiff make it either.
Yeah. That's sad, but Chastain. Just because, you know, obviously good. Both people that ran that car before suck. You know what I mean? It's just not bad.
Colt 1-1. Abort takeoff.
Around tomorrow is going to be with literally all 12 chase drivers starting 1st through 12th because of qualifying getting rained out.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I'm saying I wonder how tomorrow's race will go, considering qualifying got rained out and all 12 chase drivers are starting 1st through 12th.
Yeah, exactly. Never know.
Well, Kyle Busch, I mean, he said like he's lucky that qualifying got rained out because he would have been only like a 10th place car.
Yeah, but when you get out there in the clean air, you never know.
Right, so well, I guess that's another why he's kind of lucked out.
Yep. And I mean, I don't hate the guy. I don't care for his character, but I do love to watch his interviews. For the same reason you like to watch Tony Stewart, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, because they're entertaining if nothing else.
Yeah, if you don't like the guy, oh well, he entertains you. And isn't that the point of it all anyway? It's not supposed to be a freaking gimmick, but, you know, you should have some character.
Right.
That's what NASCAR is kind of lacking right now. They really do have too many
Too many people
vanilla.
are politically correct.
Well, yeah, exactly. They keep their mouths shut when they really shouldn't.
Because they
Even,
freaking get fined if they do.
well, that's the thing. Even for me, I have to keep my mouth shut. I hate it. But I mean, I don't want. It really is because I don't want it to come bite me, you know, in the next week. You know, if I say something to somebody I shouldn't. But, or let's just say somebody takes it the wrong way and gets offended that, you know, they wrecked me this week, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be nice to you, and then they're, you know, they're going wrecking the next week too. You know what I mean? It happens. Riley Stingham.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. Get so butthurt over everything.
Yep. So, like in situations like that, what do you say? And I couldn't ignore Riley. That was I was like, okay, come on, dude. And he's the one that spoke first, and he was bashing me, and I'm like, I didn't do wrong. I don't know what you're looking at.
Right, and then that deal with Jackson too.
Well, yeah, it's all in one. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Should never have to deal with that. But you do. I don't ever think Jackson got protested or banned for that, or suspended. Nothing. I protested. He didn't get suspended.
Yeah, they normally don't.
Yeah, which is unbelievable. He's got a record, and that was blatant dumping, wrecking in both. But well, the first one was he made it look very convincing, loss of talent. The second one, dude, he stayed on the gas.
Right. Well, man,
That's not right.
well, never know what Nim Cross is thinking sometimes.
Yep. I mean, I don't hate on him, but it's, you know, sometimes you really do wonder.
I mean, I know he's got a tough job, but I mean, still.
Do you have Forza, by the way, Taylor? For Horizon?
No, I don't.
No. I don't
My
recommend
birthday's
it.
in
Just yet. I'll let you know if it.
my birthday's in 4 days, so I can put it on my list here.
Well, that's what I was saying. I don't recommend it just yet. It hasn't exactly its peak on performance. Force feedback's backwards. Invert.
Force feedback is backwards?
Yeah, it's invert.
Huh.
Yeah, that's not okay. You know what I mean?
Doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah, dude, if you're loose, should the wheel get light or heavy when you're correcting it?
I mean, you get
Just think about that for a second. Light or heavy when you're sideways and you're correcting it. Say spin going into the corner, you know, at where they at Dover. Does it take a lot of effort to correct the car, or is that wheel really quick and easy to move?
well, I mean, at Dover, it seems like any correction you put in it
Look, but that's what I'm getting at. Like, at most tracks, is it light or heavy
like
initially?
pretty light.
Yeah. This game, dude, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier the more sideways you get. That is not right. Real life and iRacing, it is backwards. 100%. So, you know, I know it. I hope they know it. Because I'm not even the one that realized it. Like, I put 2 and 2 together, I'm like, what the heck is the deal? I can't save this car. But then somebody went, yeah, the force feedback is backward. Oh. That makes sense. That does it for me. Okay, thank you.
Get your attention.
Yeah, it opened my eyes to, oh, that's what's going on. Yeah,
So you're saying don't get it until they correct that problem.
yeah, and they got some issues. What kind of wheel and pedal?
Crossmaster.
Okay, do you have Fanatec shifter? Or thrustmaster, everything.
I don't even have a shifter, I just have paddles.
Well, you don't need H shifter if you don't want it, but it's really, yeah, it's so much nicer to be able to shift a Mustang with an H. You know?
Right.
But yeah, that's about the only thing.
Oh, Chris, are you still there? Did Getty tell you about his NIS experiences today? Oh, well, yeah, it was, I think short of a disaster. Well, this one at 6 a.m. I was spotting for him, and this one guy, I don't even know if it was a guy, it the girl's name, but you never know. Like, no. First came off a floor and completely chopped them and shoved them in the wall. Then the guy, like 20 laps later, spins the tires on the